Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new NVIDIA daily update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over NVIDIA. Let's go over the market. Let's talk about what is happening in this, bit of a wild day in the market. It's a bit of a roller coaster as well. So I'll give you my thoughts moving forward as per usual. So guys, if you enjoy, as per usual as well, don't forget to hit that like button. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And of course, if you enjoy my technical analysis, thoughts on the charts, updates, etc. Well, again, guys, I do share my thoughts with my members every single day as the market's open and trading, including this morning's post where I mentioned how pretty much as the market was about 30 minutes from opening, seems like a gap down to create fear into a reversal midday. Things are getting way too overextended from their EMAs across the board. And the market, for the most part, at the very least, well, from the bottoms or from the lows, I should say, reversed pretty nicely. But is it enough? Well, let's talk about NVIDIA specifically. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to join my private membership on YouTube, the YouTube private membership, again, link is below in the description. $3 a month includes all my Tesla updates, broad market updates, options flow, different time frame analysis. Again, just $3 a month. $5 includes NVIDIA. $7 includes the whole package. You also get access to my tier 3 posts on the YouTube membership section, where essentially it's individual stocks that are not Tesla, not Tesla and NVIDIA. My mind's a little jumbled with this kind of market. I'm sure you can tell. Also, you get access to my private Discord. We do chart requests every Sunday. And of course, a tier 3 chat room that's also pretty active. But jumping into it, NVIDIA, actually a pretty decent day, all things considered, 1.77% in the green. So what does this mean moving forward for NVIDIA, guys? What does this mean moving forward for the king of the market, especially considering earnings are on Wednesday? Could be a pretty big catalyst for the market moving forward based on how these earnings go. So the only thing I'll be really caring about right now is the fact that, well, first and foremost, NVIDIA on the daily time frame, it's continuing to hold the sort of mid 180s, which is good. We're not closing below that. There was definitely a risk of that today, this morning, but we didn't. We closed above that. So far, so good. And NVIDIA is right where the exponential moving averages is. So it's not really oversold or overbought. It's pretty much sitting, nice and snugly up here, to be completely honest with you. The 1 hour is where things are a little more interesting, right? This is where things are a little more interesting because, again, I've been saying for the longest time, the stock needs to break above this trend line, right? It's obviously in a downtrend, this kind of short-term downtrend where it's constantly getting these kind of rejections whenever it gets to or close to this trend line. We're pretty much there once again, like we were on Wednesday's close before. Obviously, we had a bit of an oopsie-doopsie in the market. So, moving forward, what needs to be done? I mean, NVIDIA needs to pretty much break above this range right here, right? This is clearly a resistance. Pretty much we'll say, 190, 1.5, 192, something like that, right? This blue line, obviously area of support here. Now a bit of an area of resistance today's high, right? You can see it's clearly turning one into the other. But if we can break above that and also break out of this trend line, you can see here, that would be a good sign. I think that would be a positive development on the stock. And I think from there, NVIDIA can absolutely start looking to rally into earnings. And my first target would be about 195, but I still wouldn't be surprised to see closer to about $199. Pretty much this gap fill right around here as we now go into earnings. So, potentially as early as Monday, this can begin and we could get that potential rally going into those earnings. And we'll have about 3 days to get that rally going, which could be absolutely more than enough time. Honestly, even 1 or 2 days should be enough time for NVIDIA to break out and head higher once it really starts to develop this pattern and, ultimately breaks out of this pattern and lets loose, if you will, going into the earnings report. So let's see how this overall plays out, guys. Let's see what actual formation plays out here as well for NVIDIA. But that's kind of the more, very nice, quick, simple outlook. There's really not much more to say about NVIDIA. I mean, the weekly time frame is looking all right. We have, of course, this trend line continuing to hold, though it's, getting pretty close to breaking. But nonetheless, this trend line continuing to hold, which is good, right? So there's a lot of signs that are still pointing to NVIDIA looking pretty decent. But obviously, as earnings comes, that's a massive question mark. How the stock reacts and, all that good stuff is a massive, massive question mark. Nobody knows. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. So that's going to be important to watch and, see, of course. But the main thing to watch for NVIDIA definitely going into as early as Monday is a break above pretty much, we'll just say 192 to make it simple. And that should be a nice little breakout for the stock to continue that little rally higher into earnings. Again, 195 to about almost $200 per share are my two targets. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to see this gap fill going into earnings, or at the very least get damn close to it. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys. In terms of options flow, again, nice quick video. Options flow on NVIDIA, arguably, a little bit more bullish leaning for sure. The bears are definitely not fully sleeping on a day like today, but the bulls, definitely coming in still overall stronger than the bears, which is a good sign to see moving forward. But what else is there? I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, earnings is going to be a massive question mark, but up until then, hey, you know what? That rally into earnings still in store and obviously still looking like it can happen. So let's see. But all in all, thanks for watching, and I'll see you, of course, on Monday. Peace.